How you doing, guys? Professor EDC with a first impressions video, and today we have a custom knife, but not just any custom knife. This is Yakut, a Russian Siberian traditional knife, and from the knife maker Federico Caporaso. He's from Argentina, and he's been living in Italy for quite a long time, so I am not sure if he's more Italian than Argentinian now. So let's say he's both. That shouldn't be a problem. But anyways, I was really surprised. Well, not surprised. I've known Federico for some time. The first time I saw his work, I enjoyed it. He has a great taste, and he uses fantastic materials. And he does what I've been talking about, substance. His pieces have substance. Take that as you may. That's absolutely subjective. It's a philosophical thing. It's a thing of alchemy, a thing of art. But I believe that this has that substance. But let's talk about a little bit about this Yakut. Traditional Yakuts are great bushcraft knives, everyday knives, work knives, and this goes well beyond that. It has a few things that I would like to change, that I would improve, but at the same time we have to take into consideration two things. Whenever we talk about a knife, whenever we talk about a folder, a traditional, even watches and other things, we have to take into account the functional side of things and also the aesthetic part of things. Now, the aesthetic is going to take it to another level, perhaps to a collectible level, to a piece of collection. Now, the knife comes with this beautiful sheath, leather sheath, and it has a couple of details. First, you can see here the drainage holes. I would have placed the drainage holes a bit on the lower side, and the belt loop is, because of the shape of the handle, which is very defined here, as you can see, and no, it doesn't go out. It's fantastic, but it affected the belt loop. So as you can see, it's gonna be really hard to get a belt through that. Could you still do it? Yeah, you can. With a bit of effort, yes, you can. There, my thumbs are touching, but you know, it's gonna be quite an effort there. That's about it. It's a beautiful, well-stitched, well-worked Italian leather, just fantastic. And then the knife itself. Okay, this is high carbon steel, and it has a very subtle Hammond right there. I hope you can see it. Let me see. There's too much light. There. Can you see? That's not a patina growing in there. It's a Hammond. So, and a very well done Hammond. Very subtle. That differential treatment with what do you call this? Well, anyways. It's not mud, it's another word that I totally forgot right now. And check out the other side, just like a wheat shape. And this is traditional in Yakuts. They have a hollow side on the bisel. No, it's not a bisel. It's a... Oh man, and I I just did the video in Spanish and I had the words. But anyways, let's see if they come back. The handle is a resin. It's a combination, a hybrid of resin and a tree root. I think it's birch root. Now take a look at that beauty. Just the different colors and shapes of that root, which has been stabilized. It just feels in hand fantastic, and it looks even better. Ergos, fantastic. You know, it looks very simple, but it works. And this would definitely work, and it would work for to work. It would work to work. It would work for long hours, and that's what they're made of. Yakuts are made for that. I would have liked that the handle was at the same level as the blade, and as you can see, it's just about a millimeter and a half, perhaps. No, not even. There. So, and this L-shaped portion of the knife, they're a bit pointy. Now again, this has an aesthetic reason, the same as this swedge, which generally in traditional Yakuts we wouldn't find. Why? Because, or at least to a certain degree of the knife, because when working wood, we tend to place the thumb on the spine, and I like to whittle, and whenever you whittle, you know, it's gonna take you an hour, perhaps 2 hours if you really enjoy it. But when you whittle for such a long time, you're going to discover the true ergos of a folder or a knife, and you're going to see where the real hotspots are. And in the end, this would be a bit uncomfortable just as a utility tool. But this is not just any utility tool. This goes well beyond that. But before I continue and close with this video, I'd like to show you a few comparisons. Here we have our number 2 pencil, the US quarter, and our Sharpie. The Buck 110 and the Victorinox Huntsman. So it's a pretty big knife, and I'll take the measures in a few minutes. The Rat 1, the Rat 2, I have a few knives here that I'd like to check. The knife measures 10 and a quarter inches. As you can see, it is curved. The pommel is curved. This should be a rat tang type of knife, held with a pin, and I suppose of course with very special glue. The cutting edge, well, the blade is at 5 and a quarter inches, and the cutting edge is at 5 inches. It's gonna be a very these are very functional knives, and also it's not heavy, and I really like that about it. Well, what can I say? I liked many things about it. Come on. Okay. Ounces, there we go. 5.87 ounces. Now let's try it with the sheath. I carry all type of knives, heavy and not. I've carried 8 and 15, 8.15 ounces. There we go. Back to grams. Now, let's compare it to the Condor Bushlore, another traditional bushcraft working knife. I just love this type of knives, really are working knives. And another one that just could not, I couldn't miss this opportunity to also place the K-Bar BK16, one of my favorites. And this is not gonna be possible. Okay, I'm just gonna, so you can take a look at the thickness. Let me check the, I forgot, where's the other ruler? Where's the other ruler? This thing's cut and slice so well. I can't see my small ruler, but let's check the thickness. It's about half a centimeter. That would be 0.5 millimeters. And let's see, we have here the SC3, also high carbon with a patina there. And of course the Mora Companion. Oh man, I do love me a good fixed blade, a good knife. If you remember how I began my journey into blades, I started off with axes. And from there on went to machetes and then to fixed blades, and from fixed blades went on to folders. Oh my God. Can you see that? Well, no, not see, but hear that. I'm gonna have to end the first impressions because of that noise. There's some machine working, a retro is working around here. Anyways, the maker, Federico Caporaso. Oh my God, yeah, Caporaso. You can find him in Instagram at Federico Caporaso. I'll just put it in the description, okay, guys, if you're interested. Go and check him out. He's a fantastic person. He's a really and I have conversations with him very often, and I don't get anything from him. Don't get me wrong. It's just whenever I see good work like this, and we all have our few things to improve, but when I see good work like this, I just have to support it. And I'm glad, not just have to, I'm glad to. And so, and also, like I've said in other first impressions, I do take, like many of you, take into consideration the person, the personality, and how good of a human being that person is. Because sometimes we buy something and the customer service, the personality of that knife maker is awful, and we never buy from that person again. Well, many of us, right? Even the piece that we may have bought, I have ended selling those pieces or not using them. But in this case, Federico, is a really nice person, an honest person, and go check him out at Federico Caporaso Instagram. Okay? Hope you enjoyed it. Professor EDC out.